Hi guys, it's Kamil here, and I'm coming to you in my office entourage. Not that I haven't spent last 2 hours laying on my bed in a shirt and the trousers, watching YouTube videos. Havana, na, na, na. Okay. I thought I will throw some lame humor before I get to a very serious book that I want to talk with you about, and this is The Planet of Slums by Mike Davis. You might seen this book on my channel a couple of times already because I was showing it on and off as something I'm reading. I've been reading it for quite a while, being honest, and this is the reason why. Mike Davis, in his book on urbanization and the state of urbanization on Earth, brings tons of research, tons of statistic, humongous number of numbers, and that slows you down while reading this one. This is an extremely serious book, and it's really shocking what you would find out here. So just starting from the fantastic introduction, let me read you a few sentences. Sometime in the next year or two, a woman will give birth in the Lagos slum of Ajigla. A young man will flee his village in West Java for the bright lights of Jakarta. Or a farmer will move his impoverished family into one of Lima's innumerable pueblos jóvenes. The exact event is unimportant, and it will pass entirely unnoticed. Nevertheless, it will constitute a watershed in human history, comparable to Neolithic or Industrial revolutions. For the first time, the urban population of the earth will outnumber the rural. Indeed, given the imperfections of third world censuses, this epochal transition has probably already occurred. The earth has urbanized even faster than originally predicted by the Club of Rome in its notorious Malthusian 1972 report Limits of Growth. In 1950, there were 86 cities in the world with population of more than 1 million. Today there are 400, and by 2015 there will be at least 550. Cities indeed have absorbed nearly 2/3 of global population explosion since 1950, and there are currently growing 1 million babies and migrants each week. The world's urban labor force has more than doubled since 1980, and the present urban population, 3.2 billion, is larger than total population of the world when John F. Kennedy was inaugurated. The global countryside, meanwhile, has reached its maximum population and will begin to shrink after 2020. As a result, cities will account for virtually all future world population growth, which expected to peak at about 10 billion in 2015. That's scary already, and this is just an introduction. So Mike Davis in this book is trying to talk about the futures of our cities, and based on what is currently happening in the world, you cannot expect the cities to turn into these new futuristic glass cities we see in science fiction movies. It will most probably be a chaotic slum habitats that we see in third world countries. This is extremely important book because it's not only on the urbanization project, it's on the project called humanity, because more and more of us lives in the cities. What Mike Davis does in this book, he doesn't sensationalize, he doesn't scandalize the future, because most of this book is about the current state of our cities and slums in particular. He talks about slums, how they were defined in 19th century. As you notice, the entrance of this book is reference to Dickens. Dickens that was talking about the poor of the earth, and Mike Davis does the same but in non-fiction form. So he starts from the definition of slums and he walks you through the reasons of slum explosion. He talks about the politics of the states. He talks about World Bank and International Monetary Fund and their austerity measures, the structural adjustment plans and how they impact local economy, how they destroy the agriculture, how they make people move to the cities. Of course, there are tons of factors that need to be taken under consideration, but what he does especially interesting is the fact that he would address all the programs that were run either by United Nations agencies or NGOs, and he explains why they failed, because most of them failed. He talks about the factors, problems that need to be taken under consideration if we want to help people living in slums. You know, very often you would think that let's bring water there, let's current water, let's bring electricity there, that state should help them. But in the same time, what state is helping them and the level of life and media appear there, it's taxated. It has to be paid for. And the people that live there need to move to the other part of the city, to the slum of the slums, while the areas that were addressed by the city or state are growing in money value. And because of that, middle class moves in, the poor people will stay poor and move out of these areas. This is a shortcut of the problem and me trying to simplify it for the purpose of this video, but there are tons of issues that need to be taken into account. If you have inner city slums, inner city poor, and if you think that it's good to take them away and build better conditions of living for them, no, it won't help. The only way they can earn their living is in the city center. So those people would rather move back to the city and sleep on the street, because the only bread they can get is in the city center. There are tons of analysis, although this is a very short book and it's full of numbers, full of statistics, and that's why it makes it so shocking and so believable. It's an apocalyptical vision, being very honest. It's not a vision that brings a lot of hope, but it's very truthfully sounding vision of future of the planet and the state of the planet we live in. What's very shocking and makes it even more scary, that he moves geographies, he jumps from one continent to the other, and it's scary, really scary, how similar the life conditions, the processes are, regardless if it's Asia, Africa, or South America. This is a fantastic piece of non-fiction that everybody should read. It's very scary indeed as well. So this is a rant video, right? My problem lately is that I'm being really fed up with the way I think our planet is developing. Oh my, that sounds really cliche. I've been watching lately the documentary on modern slave in the Middle East, and it was a documentary on housekeeping ladies brought to Middle East from various regions of Asia or Africa, and the way those women are treated, the way they're being basically kept hostage for the period that they are working for families in Middle East, is absolutely disgusting and mind-blowing. I don't know, humanity has this tendency to strive for those statuses that would make us look at other people from superiority perspective. This goes on for ages and it just doesn't stop, regardless of what we went through, what history taught us. I mean, history teaches us nothing. What history tells us about what happened. And this is one of examples of that, because nobody gives a shit with what's happening to the poor rest of the poor. And this is extremely frustrating. This is really something to I mean, I know that it sounds silly that I'm preaching, and yeah, guys, read it and let me know what you think. If you read it already, please let me know what you thought reading that. If you have any other books on slums that you think are worth reading, or on society developments that you think that I might have not read, please let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.